are you there? I have something to tell you. I'm gonna be coming back to Mom and Dad's from tomorrow to have my kid.
Wait, Lara? Is that you? It's been like 5 years since we last talked. And wait, you're coming home to have your kid? You're pregnant?
That's right. I am and I am. You must be quite shocked. But yeah, I'm already 4 months along.
If this is really something, I don't think I've heard a single word from you ever since you ran away to New York to live with your boyfriend. I didn't even know that the two of you had gotten married.
No, we actually haven't gotten married yet. But we've talked about it, and we're going to do it once my boyfriend slows down and we have the time to. Oh, right. By the way, this boyfriend is totally different.
Wait, wow, that is a lot. So much has happened to you in the last 5 years. But if you're going to come home to have your kid, you should have said something earlier. We haven't made preparations for you to come here, and you don't even have a room here anymore.
Wait, what? I don't? But why not? What happened to my room? But you all just really think that I would never come home? How could you just get rid of my room without even telling me?
Well, you had been away for 5 full years. And you know how Mom and Dad can be kind of pack rats, right? Well, basically, we just ran out of space and needed to use your room to store all their stuff.
Are you serious? My room is just the junk room now? Well, you better start to clean it up right now because I'll be taking my room back when I get there.
I really just want to tell you to do it yourself, but I guess you're pregnant, so I can't really make you do all of that lifting.
Oh, big sis, how is the cleaning going? Are you done yet? Is my room ready?
Of course it isn't ready. There is a ton of stuff that I still need to find a place for.
I thought I told you to have that room ready for me before I got there. I want to rest in my own room, and you are preventing me from doing that.
Well, that is why I wish that you would have warned me that you were coming home earlier. I understand that you want to come home to have your kid, but you should have told me earlier because there is a ton of cleaning up that I need to do. There's no way that I could have cleaned up this room by the time you messaged me yesterday.
Well, I am getting sick of waiting in the living room for you to be done.
You know, I am getting just a little bit sick of your attitude. I have been busting my buns to get this room ready for you. Mom and Dad didn't even offer to help, so I've been doing all of this myself. Don't you realize that?
Well, this is all your fault for putting stuff into my room in the first place. You shouldn't have done that.
But I only did it because Mom and Dad asked me to because they never throw anything away.
All right, I'm getting sick of your excuses, and the stress you're causing me can't be good for the baby. Just shut up and get back to work.
I would if you would just stop texting me already. It is hard to get any work done when you keep texting me to ask if I'm done or not. Now, if you will excuse me.
May, are you there? I just noticed that the living room hasn't been cleaned at all. Have you been slacking off?
Excuse me? What do you mean?
I mean that the living room is dirty and I want you to clean it. Make sure to vacuum my room while you're at it. I mean, if you don't clean the house frequently, it's only going to get messier.
Lara, I understand that you're pregnant, but that doesn't mean that you can't do anything at all.
What do you mean? What would you have me do?
Have you ever seen your room? It is strewn with your clothes all over the place. You have plates and glasses all over your desk, and you have trash all over your floor. I don't care if you're pregnant, you can do better than this.
Excuse me? Just who do you think you are? You know, this is why you're single and no one loves you.
Are you kidding me right now? Do you think that's even remotely appropriate to say?
You haven't even ever been pregnant. I'm just thinking of this little child growing up inside me. If I get up and move around, then it'll jostle the fetus and bacteria could get in. Who knows what kind of damage that could cause?
You're right. I'll give it to you that I don't know what it's like to be pregnant.
That's right. So you don't know what you're talking about in the slightest. And if you don't know what you're talking about, then I don't want to hear anything from you. Clearly, you know nothing about how bacteria could get into the womb and affect the baby. And someone like you is probably covered in harmful germs.
I don't know why you have to say things like that. I think I keep myself quite clean, thank you very much.
Actually, you know what? I want you to leave.
Leave? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I can't have someone filthy like you hanging around the house anymore. It's not good for the baby. You need to move out right away, or who knows what might happen to my poor child.
I really don't think that's how it works. You are taking all of this way too far right now.
Well, it's not like you contribute anything to the house anyways. I know that you don't even work, right?
Excuse me? Just what makes you say that, huh?
Well, I've been here the past 2 days, and I've noticed that you only ever go out to do the shopping or to take out the trash. You never seem to leave for any kind of job, and besides cleaning the house, you just hole yourself up in your room all day. You're not someone who carries disease, you're the disease itself. Or should I say, parasite to be precise? Someone needs to sanitize the house of you. You're just gonna cause trouble for this kid even after it's born. You'll teach it all kinds of bad habits. You need to just get out of this house and find a job already. So just get!
And what is going to happen to the house then? Who do you think is going to take care of the cleaning if you won't?
What are you talking about? Mom and Dad are still here. I'll just make them do it, of course.
And you really think that they're going to go for that just because you say so?
Of course they are. Besides, I would much rather live with Mom, who actually knows about childbirth, than with the walking tapeworm that is you.
All right, then. You're really sure that you want me to move out, then?
Of course I'm sure. Just get out of here already. Jeez. You know, Dad was talking to me not that long ago and was saying how great he thought it would be if one day I can live together with his father's child. Well, if you leave the house, then we can take your room for the both of us. So thanks for helping me out there.
Okay, then. If this is what you really, really want, I guess I have no choice. I'll pack up my things and try to be out of your hair by tomorrow.
Do you mean it? Oh, this is going to be perfect. I'm so happy. Thanks for not putting up a fight. May, are you there? You said that you were going to be moving out of the house by today. Are you gone yet? Make sure that you take everything with you when you go. I don't want your germ-covered belongings in the house where it might make my kids sick. Got it?
Don't worry. I made sure not to leave a single thing in there. I'm actually just about to head out of the house right now.
Are you serious? You're really about to leave? Yay! The tapeworm is being passed out of the house. This is great!
The feeling is mutual.
Excuse me? You're happy? Why? Why would you be happy about this?
Laura, you finally given me a chance to get out of that house. I'm finally free. Good luck not letting the house fall apart without me.
What are you talking about? What's that supposed to mean? Hey May, I just wanted to let you know that I talked to Mom and Dad and they said it was fine if my boyfriend moved in with us from next month. We're going to be moving into your old room, so you can go ahead and not bother coming back since you won't even have a place to come back to.
Oh, well that's just fine with me. I feel like I can finally go out and start my own life. It feels like a real fresh start for me. I way prefer being on my own than living at home. I just moved into my new place and I still haven't finished unpacking. My stuff is kind of everywhere, but no one is here to tell me how to use my space. This is like a totally new sensation.
Hold on, this isn't right. You shouldn't be happy about this. You should be upset. You're basically thrown out of the house.
Oh, you have no idea just how long I was waiting for a chance to get out of the house.
But why? What's wrong with being there? What didn't you tell me?
Oh, don't worry. You'll find out all on your own soon enough. But if you really want to hear my opinion, I think you're way better off going back to your boyfriend's house than living with Mom and Dad again.
Seriously? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. You need to tell me what's going on. May, you need to get back here and do something about this. I'm serious.
What is it now? What do you want?
The house is filthy. It's an absolute pigsty.
What are you talking about? What is going on at the house?
Well, ever since you left, I haven't seen Mom do any of the cleaning around here at all. And Dad just sits around not doing anything either. My boyfriend has already moved in with us, but when I opened the door to greet him, he said the whole house stank like rotten garbage, turned around, and went back to live at his old place.
Don't tell me that the trash hasn't been taken out for the whole month that I've been gone.
Well, yeah, like I said, neither Mom or Dad have gotten off their lazy butts to do it for me.
So basically, you're telling me that all 3 of the grown adults living in that house are refusing to do even the most basic of chores or housekeeping?
What are you talking about? Don't you try to put this on me. I'm pregnant, remember? None of this is my fault.
Right. Well, what have you all been doing for food? Is anyone even cleaning or vacuuming or doing the dishes or washing the clothes?
Well, about all those.
So since the day that I left the house, not a single thing to keep the place in order that you're all living in has been done at all? The house is just a complete sty?
I guess that sounds right. It was probably not long after you'd left that I noticed dishes started to pile up and garbage gathering in the corner.
I'm actually curious. In the past 5 years since you left the house, have you ever lived in a place that was as filthy as that?
Actually, now that you mention it, no. I think this is the dirtiest place I've ever seen.
So, you finally realized the sad truth about living with Mom and Dad. Basically, someone who isn't them has to do all of the cleaning or else it turns into that. Maybe you remember our grandma who eventually was put into a retirement home? That happened not long after you left. But she was basically the one keeping Mom and Dad in line about keeping the house clean.
Wait a second. I think I get it.
No, I work full-time and I did while living at home too. I just have a teleworking job.
Are you serious? You work from home? I had no idea.
Anyways, just wait. It gets worse.
What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean? Is that some kind of threat or something? May, are you there? What's going on? What is this? Answer me right now. I want answers. I thought that my boyfriend would be coming back to pick me up, but his parents are here and talking about me moving in with them.
Yeah, I figured that something like this might have happened.
What are you talking about? Why is this happening?
Well, I never mentioned this to you before, but I actually know who your boyfriend is. We've met before.
Wait, you do? Really? I didn't know about that.
Well, it's true. He's actually a client of mine, and we just started working together. After we talked some business, we were just making small talk, and he started to talk about you. When I asked about the name of the girl he was talking about, I realized that he was, in fact, talking about you.
Are you serious? This is the first time that I'm hearing about any of this. Why did he wait until now to tell me?
Well, yesterday, I reached out to him and told him that you were living in really unsanitary conditions. We talked about how you living in a place like that couldn't be good for your pregnancy, and that he should probably do something. He said that it seemed like the only option was for you to move in with his family.
And just why wasn't I consulted for any of this, huh? Doesn't my opinion matter when it comes to this stuff? If I'm moving out, then I want to move in with you.
Yeah, that isn't going to happen. There's no way I'm going to let you live with me. You can keep dreaming, though.
But why not? I want to move in with you. Why won't you let me? I mean, we're family and I'm pregnant. You have to help me.
Well, that's because I'm actually living with my fiancé at the moment.
Wait, what did you just say? You have a boyfriend? You have a fiancé?
Yep, that is what I said. Anyways, it sounds to me like you need to talk with his family about what is going to happen next for you.
But my boyfriend's mom really scares me. She's really, really intense and strict.
Well, then she sounds like the perfect match for someone as selfish as you.
How could you say that? We're sisters. Why are you treating me like this?
Right. Well, anyways, I've got to go and meet up with my fiancé. We have a lot of big talks to have for our future. So, have a nice life.
That isn't fair. Why do you always get to have the good life? What did I do to deserve this? Please, you have to do something.
After that, Laura's move into her soon-to-be parent-in-law's house was decided. It wasn't long after that she was officially married to the father of her child. I was hoping that living with such a strict mother-in-law would have helped Laura learn how to take responsibility for herself. That was 2 years ago, though. The last time I heard from Laura, she told me that she had been kicked out of her husband's house. When I asked her why, she told me it was because she cheated on her husband. She had to leave the kid with him and was left with nothing. I had just about enough out of her and blocked her. Laura had no other choice but to move back in with my parents in their filthy house, where she has to wade her way in and out of a sea of trash. She has also had to find work in order to pay off all of her debts, but is known around the workplace for her smell more than anything.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Mom, do you have some time to talk? Hello, Karen. I'm with some friends right now. We're having brunch downtown. If it's about some nonsense again, can we talk later? This is an emergency. I need a little bit of time, please. Oh boy. Just because you're my daughter-in-law, it doesn't mean you can waste my time anytime you feel like it. I was just having a great time with my friends. You had to go and wreck everything. So, what's this emergency? And please make it quick. My friends are waiting for me. Yeah, sure thing. I just got a call from my younger brother, who's living with my folks, as you know. He tells me that a real estate agent came to their house to do a survey of our property. Apparently, they were there to get an estimate of the value of the property. My brother had heard nothing about any survey and thought it was strange, so he pressed the real estate guy about who exactly ordered the survey and… well, it turns out that person was you, Mom. Oh my, did they go and do that survey so soon? I told him to go there during the week when nobody was around. Those real estate guys. I wish they had at least called me in advance. Huh, right. But did you really ask for this property survey? This isn't some mistake, was it? No mistake, I ordered that survey. I was just curious how much that property was worth. Did they tell you what the estimate was? No, they didn't, but what I want to know is why you even asked for that survey. I don't understand why you would need to know how much our property is worth. Well, you have to know how much it's worth when it comes to sell. I figured that place is worth $200,000 for the property alone. So, how much did they say it was worth? Huh? We have no intention of selling that property. That's my brother's place now, and they have no plans to sell it. And where did this come from? Why would we even have to sell it? Come on, Karen. Your folks have already passed away, so I don't see any reason to keep the place, right? Better just to sell it. Didn't I just say my younger brother and his wife are still living there? Besides, why do you get to decide whether we sell the place or not? You're just my mother-in-law, for God's sake. You didn't even have the courtesy to ask us first, and just went ahead and ordered the survey. I don't like that tone of voice, Karen. Come to think of it, why do I even have to get your permission to take a survey? We're related. I'm your mother-in-law. and you are my daughter-in-law, which makes us a legitimate family. What's that got to do with my folks' place? You are really dense. As the daughter-in-law, your position in this family is way down there. So, that being the case, why do I have to ask your permission about every little thing? I'm tired of you always whining about my decisions. A very disrespectful daughter-in-law, I must say. I have always been saying this forever, but the only person in the family that's always talking about status is you. Even Robert, your son. He's always saying we're all equal. We all have the same rights. And besides, what's my parents' property have to do with our relationship? This is my family's property and nobody else's, especially you. I don't care if you're my mother-in-law. Basically, you're just a total stranger in my eyes. You have zero rights to that property, and you have zero rights to sell it. What the hell are you talking about? What my daughter-in-law owns is ours too. We're related. Have you forgotten? I'm free to do whatever I please with our property. Do you truly believe such twisted logic will pass muster? And what's more, my younger brother inherited the house, so the house and property is his. That property is neither mine nor yours. Even if I sold that house for $1 million, all that goes to is my younger brother. Simple as that. I went through all that trouble to get a survey of the place and to eventually sell it. So when that house sells, which I'm sure it will sell, well, I get all the money. Simple as that. I'll put the money to good use. Are you out of your mind? Use your common sense. That is not going to happen. Out of my mind? How disrespectful. How can you talk to your mother-in-law like that? You're the one who's being disrespectful. If my folks were still alive, they would call you a lot worse. I mean, think about it. Trying to sell someone else's property? For God's sake! This could be considered a crime. It wouldn't be a crime, simply because it's my property. Oh, that property and that huge house. Way too extravagant for a young couple like your younger brother. They should move out to a small house in the suburbs. I will renovate that house and make way better use of it. I can't seem to get through to that thick head of yours. I'm really starting to think you're a little funny in the head. No matter how much you whine about it, there is no way you're going to sell that place. You don't even have the rights to it. My brother has the deed to the house and he handles all the issues related to that place. A deed to the house? So, you people had that hidden from me. From family. I want you to hand that over to me ASAP. Hand it over? No, why would my brother even think about doing that? How many times do I have to keep repeating myself? No matter what you say, that property will not be sold, and even if it was, the money would definitely not go to you. You live at my house, and you talk to me like that? That's the thanks I get from you? Mom, you asked us to live with you. We were planning to rent a place in the city. We got married and you complained that you couldn't live alone. That you were physically unfit to get around. You made all these reasons, pleading and crying, insisting that we live with you. We had no choice but to live with you. Have you already forgotten the spectacle you made?
It's a little too early for senility, don't you think?
I really can't believe the despicable tone you're taking with me. It's a daughter-in-law's responsibility to her parents. She should provide all she can for them. It's been true throughout history. If you're not happy about it, feel free to move out. You are not fit to be my daughter-in-law. Yes, okay, sure. That's fine with me. We'll move out as soon as we can. If that's what you want, don't go crying back to us. I can no longer live with someone with a total lack of common sense. I'm fine with that too. You're not a part of my family anymore. Good riddance. I'll have Roberts find a much better wife. Not a rude and disrespectful person like you. Don't you dare return. Don't worry, I'll never set foot in that dump again. Good morning, Mother. Just sending a note that we are completely moved out. This is the last time I'll be contacting you, so have a good life. Thanks for letting us stay with you. It was interesting. Goodbye. Hold it 1 second, Karen. Huh? Was there something else you wanted to say? I don't care that you left, but why is Robert's stuff gone too? Where is Robert anyway? Huh? Robert? Well, he's sitting right next to me. He's unpacking our stuff. Are you serious? Are you making Robert help with moving? I can't believe you're making my son, the head of the household, do such menial work. Are you out of your mind? You left on your own. What's Robert have to do with this? He's divorced and you continue to make him do your unpacking? We're not divorced. Robert moved out with me. We're going to be living together as husband and wife just as we had for the past 2 years. Did you really think we got divorced? All we did was change our address. Nothing has changed. We love each other, I assure you. What? No, that can't be. I told you two to get divorced. You did tell us to get out, but this is the first time I'm hearing about divorce. Don't give me that. I want Robert back right away. He's my son. And he's my husband. And anyway, Robert said that he wants to move out with me. I can't very well refuse. He said he'd rather move out than get a divorce. You're lying. You would never say such a thing. I know my son. He would choose me over a little tramp like you. He's a kind and gentle soul. He would never hurt his mother. He would never choose you over his beloved mother. Are you nuts? Well, then I wonder why he's here with me. I mean, I didn't tie him up and haul him over against his will or anything. I showed Robert the line conversation we had the other day. To be honest, he was pretty pissed off. He said you had no common sense, said you were a total nutcase. His words, not mine. You're making that up. You probably brainwashed him to say that. You're probably holding him against his will. I always thought you were a little convening, no-good woman. I had nothing to do with it. Robert decided himself. He even found this new apartment for us. I can understand how Robert feels. I mean, if my folks tried to sell your house, Robert would hate me. Oh yeah, and if he ever found out that you were always out drinking, of course, saying it's a brunch date with friends or some such nonsense, man, he would blow his top. You definitely wouldn't see him again. How do you even know about that? I don't know what you're talking about. I heard you were out yesterday too. The men's club. Place where all those handsome guys play host to older women. Huh? Why do you even know about that? I heard it from your friend from the bridge club. Mrs. Bartlett, was it? She said you and another lady are regular customers of this men's club. I hear you poured quite a lot of money into this place. Mrs. Bartlett? Why did she tell you? Why do you even know her? About a week ago, at one of those brunch meetings, she apparently heard you complaining that your daughter-in-law was against selling that property. She was concerned and contacted me. She also told me about the same time she was taken to one of those men's clubs despite saying she had no interest in such things. What's more, she said you were spending an exorbitant amount of money, handing out cash like there was no tomorrow. Well, that was, you know. I heard it was way more than you could afford. Way more than your monthly pension can cover. Hold it! Did you plan to sell our property so you could continue going to this club? Or maybe you were paying someone in particular that you were lusting after. Or maybe you're in debt to this place. Is that it? Are you up to your ears in debt to a men's club? My God! Wow, if that's the case, you must really be in financial trouble. So what? What if I am in debt? This is my life. I can go out and do whatever I please. You, of all people, have no right to boss me around. If I'm in financial trouble, well, it's the daughter-in-law's responsibility to help me out. Don't you even understand that? I'm sorry, but am I hearing you right? Can you differentiate between what's yours and what someone else's? I mean, a kindergarten kid would even know the difference. Well, continue playing your stupid games. Things will catch up to you sooner or later. Hem and haw all you like. We want nothing to do with you. Huh? What do you mean by that? We've completely moved out, so that means we won't be paying the utility bills for your place. That also includes living expenses. So you're going to have to go grocery shopping on your own. After all, we're not living there. Why should we pay any of that, right? Oh yeah, that also means you'll have to pay for all of it with your monthly pension. If you continue at this rate, you'll fall deeply into debt. That's a given. Oh wait, you're already deep in debt, aren't you? Hold on now, Karen. You can't just stop paying all my expenses. There is no way that can be permitted. You're my daughter-in-law. You're married to my son. Yes, so what? That's just a label, which you seem to use at any time it's convenient for you. Do you really expect us to pay your expenses? And we aren't even living there. Does not make a bit of sense in my opinion, right? But then how am I going to live from now on? I'm deep in debt. I admit it. As you said, I'm in debt to that club. I just couldn't help myself. I can't pay that back with just my pension. Please, help me out here. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh, hey, I have a great idea. Why don't you sell your house? I mean, living in one big house all alone? Yeah, but, well, actually, this house is in my sister-in-law's name. She has the deeds to the house, so I just can't sell it. My sister-in-law just lets me live here. Oh my god, really? I had no idea. You were always going on about it being such a wonderful house and that you worked so hard to get it. I figured you owned it outright. I didn't have the faintest. Does that mean you own nothing? Your monthly pension is all you have? Karen, I won't ask you to come back, but could you send a little, provide a little financial support? Not much, mind you, please. I assure you, I won't go behind your back again to sell that property, so... Kind of hard to take you seriously after what you pulled. To be honest, we just moved out, so we're a little strapped for cash. So I'm sorry, but helping you is out of the question. But please, I can't live on just a pension, please. You dug this hole yourself. I really don't know what to say. You're simply going to have to dig yourself out. Oh god, is it already noon? I'd better get back to unpacking this stuff. Goodbye. After that conversation, my mother-in-law lined me non-stop, but I switched off my phone and just ignored her. Eventually, she just gave up. I heard from Mrs. Bartlett that my mother-in-law stopped going to the men's club and focused on paying her debts. Apparently, her debts were considerable, and she just couldn't make ends meet. She eventually had to go crying to her sister-in-law. When sister-in-law found out that her debts were from going to some men's club, she really blew her top.
She ended up paying off her debts.
And then finding my in-law a part-time job to pay her back. Last I heard, she was working day and night to scrape by. As for me, maybe it was because of our no stress-free life. I got pregnant and we're expecting our first child by the end of the year. I feel a bit sorry for my mother-in-law, so I figured if she is able to pay off all her debts and show some remorse for her actions, then maybe I'll let her see her grandchild. Maybe it will do her a world of good to see her first grandchild.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.